after I found out what actually happened to Aaliyah, there was no way I could stay.
Mm-mm. Oh my God.
And then I started doing my research and I started talking to other victims. I should have never signed that non disclosure agreement, but I did. I took the blood oath, and so did my first husband,
Whoa.
and I left.
That's why it ain't never been right since, because you left
Exactly.
it. You don't leave
Exactly.
anything like that.
I did. And he was paid to be my husband so no one would know who I was really involved with.
If you're anything like me and just finished watching 50 Cent's Diddy documentary on Netflix, one thing probably caught your attention right away. Jay-Z was completely absent. There wasn't a single clip, photo, or even a mention of his name. That didn't happen by mistake. According to insiders, Netflix removed an entire section from episode 4 that was reportedly called the Jay-Z tapes. Sources say 50 Cent strongly wanted that part to stay, but it was taken out at the last moment. Now I want to explain what viewers were never meant to see. I already know what some people are thinking. How would a YouTuber know what Netflix cut from such a big project? That's a fair question. The reason is simple. I've been tracking blind items connected to this documentary for months, long before it was released. I even spoke about how 50 Cent had serious issues with the producers because he wanted more control. At the time, people said I was exaggerating. Then Gene Deal came forward in recent interviews and confirmed that the tension was real. So this isn't guesswork. To make things even clearer, 50 Cent posted on Instagram just days ago with a caption that said, "Yes, I have the footage," followed by laughing emojis. When 50 says something like that, it usually means he's holding on to something important. He was quietly signaling that this footage exists, but Netflix chose not to air it. Did you also notice how nearly everyone else was covered in the documentary? J. Lo was mentioned, Cassie's story was highlighted, and Diddy's past was deeply explored. Yet Jay-Z was missing entirely. Not even one image. That wasn't an oversight. That looked like damage control. When someone that powerful avoids scrutiny while others don't, it raises serious questions. Before we go any further, understand this. Jay-Z and Diddy were not casual industry contacts. They were very close, and it went beyond music or business deals. This is where Gene Deal matters. Diddy's former bodyguard openly pushed back against claims from Jay-Z's lawyer, who suggested they were never that close. Gene said that wasn't true, plain and simple. And that's where things start getting uncomfortable.
Wasn't playing football, and they wasn't playing hockey or soccer for Diddy to come on stage, pat him on his ass, and then make the statement to people in the world that can't nobody call me Sean but Jay-Z. Now, I don't know what kind of statement, and I can't say, I wish I could say half a homo, but I know I can't say it, but I don't know what kind of half a homo that is, and you trying to say that you're not close to somebody. You coming on stage, patting them on their ass, and then you making a broad statement to the public, can't nobody call me Sean but Sean Carter. And I heard Jay-Z said the same thing about them. But they were so close that they had matching white girls together.
Gene made it clear they were not just casual friends meeting up for sports or random hangouts. So people started asking why Diddy went on stage in Atlanta and touched Jay-Z in such a personal way. Diddy even said only Jay-Z could call him Sean. That level of comfort says a lot. Jay-Z matched that closeness too. Gene added they joked about dating similar women. That kind of talk shows real closeness. That's why Jay-Z now seems distant. Things got stranger when Jaguar Wright spoke on Piers Morgan's show. Then the clip suddenly disappeared.
Does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane that people keep refusing to see what's right.
During that interview, Jaguar explained why so many people in the music world are afraid to speak openly. Then she began naming names clearly and directly, without hiding behind hints or soft language. Not long after, the full clip vanished from public view. When someone can erase a conversation from a major TV platform, it says a lot about their reach. That level of control often means something serious is being shielded. This connects to what 50 Cent reportedly wanted shown in episode 4, which focused on claims about Jay-Z's very private life. Jaguar has alleged he has several children from past relationships, kept quiet through legal deals. She even claimed she knew about 15, a number that stunned many people.
Go. Here's a fun little fact. I actually have verifiable knowledge of all 15 of Mr. Carter's illegitimate children that he hides from the world.
These statements are accusations, not confirmed truths, but they sparked heavy discussion behind the scenes. Sources say 50 Cent wanted to include records and first-hand accounts connected to those claims. That is the material Netflix reportedly decided to remove. It was seen as too dangerous, legally messy, and likely blocked by pressure from powerful lawyers. When someone is only a wealthy public figure, you have to wonder why their private life is guarded so tightly. Why do stories keep getting shut down? Those are the thoughts 50 Cent supposedly wanted viewers to consider. Netflix stopped that conversation before it could begin. The next part is uncomfortable, not because it is proven but because the claims are serious. Jaguar Wright says she shared opinions and allegations, yet she insists sources were ready to speak on camera about disturbing industry behavior. Insiders claim Netflix refused to include any of it.
Finally gonna have a real conversation about whether or not Rihanna was trafficked to Def Jam.
She was an innocent baby when she came over here. And look
She
at
was
her now.
14 going on 15 years old, flown over without parental supervision in a private plane by a man who was supposed to be a producer who auditioned her at 3 a.m. in the fucking morning in a hotel room, auditioning at 3 a.m. in the morning, a 14-year-old girl.
With no parental consent.
With
She
no
just
parental, nobody. She
Well,
was
yeah.
flown. She was flown to another country. She was taken to Def Jam headquarters. She was left in a conference room alone with Sean Carter for nearly 6 hours alone with no parental.
Jaguar Wright has made public claims about Rihanna's early rise in music, saying that some adults around her may have made questionable choices. It is important to say clearly that these are accusations, not proven facts. Rihanna herself has spoken openly about parts of her early journey. In past interviews, she shared how she was discovered in Barbados at just 16 years old by producer Evan Rogers. He helped introduce her to the American music scene and guided her toward bigger opportunities. Rihanna has confirmed that she traveled to the United States while still very young to chase her dream of becoming a singer. She has also said that soon after arriving, she auditioned for Jay-Z. According to public interviews, those meetings happened late at night. Years later, some critics have looked back at that detail and raised concerns. Jaguar Wright claims that money-related agreements may have existed between industry leaders and Rihanna's family. These statements have never been proven, and there are no official documents supporting them. There have also been long-running online rumors about how Rihanna's immigration and work permissions were handled in the beginning. No legal violations have ever been confirmed. What 50 Cent reportedly wanted to point out was how common these situations were in the music world at that time. Netflix, however, avoided touching any of it. One question people often ask is how Rihanna even made that first trip. Jaguar Wright has claimed that Rihanna was listed under another person's name on a private plane record. This claim suggests that wealth and influence can sometimes allow people to move without much oversight. Again, these are claims, not established facts, but they continue to fuel debate about how the industry operates. After arriving in the United States, Rihanna was taken to Def Jam's offices. Multiple public accounts say she spent several late-night hours inside the building. Reports suggest she was there with Jay-Z while other staff members eventually left. It must be stressed that no illegal behavior has ever been proven, and no charges were filed. Rihanna has spoken about how overwhelming that time felt. In an older interview, she explained that the hardest part of moving to America was being far from her family and friends. She said living in a big city surrounded by strangers was difficult. That word, strangers, is what many critics focus on when discussing who was responsible for protecting a teenager in such a powerful environment. Another moment often mentioned involves another young artist at Def Jam around the same time. Tierra Mari was also 16 when she entered the spotlight and had been signed before Rihanna arrived. She was gaining attention, but after Rihanna joined the label, Tierra was eventually dropped. Rihanna's career quickly soared while Tierra's path changed. Some online discussions suggest favoritism or behind-the-scenes choices played a role. Tierra Mari has since been linked in public reporting to legal issues involving alleged misconduct from that period. These remain allegations, not confirmed outcomes, but the timing continues to raise questions. When people line these stories up, a pattern seems to appear. Young performers enter the industry, powerful executives control access, and success often appears tied to silence. That idea makes many uncomfortable, which is why these conversations keep returning. Fans have also noticed something else over the years. Rihanna and Beyoncé have never released a song together. Both are global icons who share similar industry circles. In a business where big collaborations are common, that absence stands out. They rarely appear together publicly, which has fueled years of online speculation. Some rumors, more suggest personal or professional tension, but none of that has been confirmed. Rihanna has often said she expresses her feelings through art. Her 2016 album Anti featured cover art showing a young figure with a crown covering the eyes. Many fans saw that image as symbolic, hinting at vulnerability and lack of control. Jaguar Wright has described it as commentary, though that is her personal view. Some also believe the album title suggests resistance. Most listeners focused on the music itself, not deeper meanings. Reports claim 50 Cent wanted to explore these ideas in episode 4 of the documentary. That plan allegedly included former label staff and timelines to add context. Netflix decided not to include it due to controversy and legal concerns. Another subject reportedly meant to be covered was Aaliyah. Her relationship with R. Kelly, which began when she was underage, is now widely seen as harmful. Many have questioned how much the industry knew and why so many stayed silent. Dame Dash has said he avoided R. Kelly because his reputation was already known. Jay-Z did not keep that distance. He worked closely with Kelly on full albums, which raised eyebrows. Rumors have also circulated that Jay-Z showed interest in Aaliyah, while she was still connected to Kelly. There is no proof of this, likely another reason Netflix avoided the topic. What is known is that Dame Dash later dated Aaliyah as an adult. That timeline has caused people to question industry behavior during her earlier years. Jaguar Wright has added to these discussions by saying she was pressured into signing agreements to stay quiet. She claims her personal life was shaped to protect industry images. None of this has been proven in court. Still, she has said learning more about what happened around Aaliyah pushed her to speak. What she fully means by that remains unclear.
Last question. I asked you to do this earlier, but I just want you to do it even more, go detailed. What do you predict will happen next in the future? You know, it's like you see it before it happens.
Kathy White's true killer is going to be unveiled, and it's not a man. And that woman died screaming.
Anything else?
Yeah, show him the tape, Diddy. You got it.
Oh, man,
That might buy you a little time. You should probably stop looking for plastic surgeons.
man.
Looking for a new life. Jay-Z too. Beyonce too. And we're gonna round up all the Cause see, I love a good gay man. I just can't stand him. And that's what it is.
With that being
You wanna know what's gonna happen next?
Yeah.
I'm about to up America.
Aaliyah died in a tragic plane crash in 2001. The official ruling said it was an accident, and that has never changed. Still, questions have followed her passing for many years. What is clearly documented is that before her death, Aaliyah was starting to pull away from certain industry ties. She was growing older, becoming more independent, and beginning to make decisions for herself instead of following expectations set by powerful people around her. Then suddenly her life ended. Everything beyond those confirmed facts remains debated, emotional, and unresolved. What 50 Cent reportedly wanted to explore in episode 4 was not an accusation of murder. There is no proof to support something like that. The focus was meant to be on a pattern. That pattern involved young performers being tightly managed, discouraged from speaking freely, and facing heavy resistance when they tried to step back or take control of their own paths. According to people close to the production, Netflix stopped that entire direction. There were too many legal dangers and too many influential figures who could push back. In the end, the material was removed completely. This is the part that makes many people uneasy. Some figures in entertainment can sit across from famous journalists on major networks and never face tough questions. When someone finally does challenge them, the footage does not always stay available. People often point to Jaguar Wright's appearance on Piers Morgan's show as an example. She spoke openly about the industry and named powerful people, including Jay-Z, Diddy, and Beyoncé. She discussed alleged pressure, control, and exploitation. The interview aired, Clips spread online, and then that segment quietly disappeared from official platforms. That kind of removal naturally raises concerns about who controls public stories. One name Jaguar mentioned was Kathy White. Many people have never heard of her, and some believe that silence is intentional. Kathy White was rumored to have a personal connection to Jay-Z. According to unverified claims, she was pregnant when she died in 2011. Her death was officially ruled a brain aneurysm. There is no evidence of foul play, and aneurysms can happen without warning. Still, the lack of public discussion has kept speculation alive. Once her name faded from headlines, conversation about her largely stopped. Years later, there is no real way to investigate further, which some say makes the truth harder to reach. Jaguar Wright has made serious claims about Kathy White, and those statements continue to fuel debate, even though official records remain unchanged. Some critics believe the situation becomes darker if leverage was involved. If Diddy truly held damaging information connected to someone close to Jay-Z, that would change the balance of power. Leverage can keep relationships intact even when scandals explode. This is speculation, not proof, but it is how many connect the dots. Kathy White is not the only name people bring up. Over time, a list has grown of individuals connected to Jay-Z and Beyoncé whose careers slowed suddenly or whose lives ended under unclear circumstances. None of these cases have been legally linked, but the pattern keeps people talking. One example often mentioned is Kimberly Thompson, Beyoncé's former drummer. She once filed for a restraining order, claiming emotional distress and unusual behavior. Courts did not validate her claims, and many felt her statements sounded extreme. What often gets overlooked is who Kimberly Thompson was. She studied at Berklee College of Music, was a skilled professional, and was personally chosen by Dr. Terry Lyne Carrington to join Beyoncé's all-female band. She had real experience and real talent. After filing her complaint, she said work opportunities vanished, and she eventually left the industry. Critics say this shows how someone can be quietly pushed out without public drama. This is why some people hesitate to dismiss voices that sound unstable. Orlando Brown is one example. He has been labeled troubled and unreliable, yet some believe there may be truth mixed into his claims. He went viral after speaking about Diddy's parties, describing disturbing scenes and naming figures people assumed were powerful insiders. That material was reportedly part of what 50 Cent wanted to include. According to insiders, the plan was to show how Jay-Z and Diddy share private social circles, not just business ties. Netflix reportedly backed away because of legal risk. Gene Deal later said many entertainers stayed silent for years to protect money and image. Platforms like YouTube changed that silence. Critics argue the fear of speaking out is real. Careers slow down, doors close, and moments get overshadowed. So why was episode 4 cut so heavily? Many believe the answer is influence. Jay-Z is not only an artist, he is a powerful figure with deep business connections. Netflix likely decided it was safer to protect itself than to fight a legal battle. Instead of airing everything, they chose caution. The story was softened, the risk avoided, and the conversation delayed. But these stories rarely disappear. They just wait for the right moment to resurface.